Why do you keep speculating like scams and ruggers and damn me, I'm getting liquid every 10 and then in the music and less like this like this. I give you a why do you keep speculating in a space like this? And ruggers and things. Damn me, you getting liquid every 10 and the fishes and the music less like this. I quit so I give you a best shot at the somebody.
Embrace the light, motherfucker.
Why do you keep speculating in a space like this? With scams and ruggers and things. Damn me, you be getting liquid every 10 and the music less tokens like this. Why don't you quit so that and give me a best shot at the somebody? Shit till it's just love. All I can do say deep in your eyes, embrace the light, come let's hang around under the light. I'll have it for you, embrace the light, and it's more, so look at the light.
Embrace the light, mother.
Why do you keep speculating in a space like and scams and things? You be getting liquid every 10 and the fishes and the music less tokens like this. Why don't you quit so that and give me a best shot at the somebody? Shit till it's just là, je sais encore la can to say deep in your eyes, embrace the light, let's hang around under the light. I'll have it for you, I'm so late, and it's more, so look at the light.
Embrace light, mother.
Why do you keep speculating in a space like this? With and ruggers and things. Damn me, you be getting liquid and the fishes less like this. To quit sudden and give you a shot at the somebody. Until it's just rien, looking to say deep right, embrace light, come around under the light. I'll have it for you, I'm so late, and it's more, so look at light.
Embrace the light, motherfucker.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Light Hour live stream. The Light Hour live stream is a Litecoin dedicated live stream that we host on the Flipping Finance page every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 5 p.m. EST. And we have conversations that, just as I have hinted, are Litecoin centered. So we try to keep the Litecoin conversation going one way or another. And today we have very important things that we want to discuss, or I want to discuss actually. And by the way, guys, I just want to do full disclaimer. None of what I am saying in this stream is financial advice. I'm just a dude on the internet giving my opinion on where Litecoin is on the charts right now. And of course, this does not constitute any form of financial and investment advice. So if you want to make any crypto related decisions, then you have to understand that you do consult a financial advisor before you make such decisions. Okay. Now, with that being taken out of the way, today we have two things that we want to discuss. And the first one, of course, we're just going to do a little bit of dubious speculation in the chart because as you can see, as I've presented here, Litecoin hasn't broken market structure, but oh boy, oh boy, are we like the bounce we're getting currently is not very strong, and we might break it soon, even if it might just be a fake out. And I'm gonna be going into all of that, but yeah, stick around. So we're going to be doing a deep dive into that. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and everything. And the second thing we're going to be talking about, of course, is of course, sentiment watch. We're going to be doing Litecoin sentiment watch. We're going to be going on X, and we're going to be looking at what people have to say about Litecoin on X. What are people really thinking about it? You know, as we do very frequently on the stream. So you're going to want to hang around and watch this one because this is going to be a very entertaining one. So with that out of the way, of course, I know some of you will be wondering, why am I not showing my face today? And the answer is pretty simple. I have switched to using, okay, I see a comment from UV Star, baby. Yay, welcome. Oh my God, it's so great to have you today. I am my own financial advisor. Yeah, it's so wonderful to hear that. So yeah, why I'm not showing myself today is because last stream I switched back to OBS. So I have attempted using OBS before, and now I have switched back. So I did that last stream, and it was glitchy, like so terrible. It was nearly impossible for anybody to make out my movements. The whole camera was just useless. So I've decided that in the meantime, I will not be showing myself until I can get this whole situation rectified, because I no longer want to use StreamYard for my streams. It's very limited in its capabilities, and I want to be able to do more stuff on my screen. I want to be able to have more functionalities, like the scrolling text thing you see at the back of under this stream. I think it's kind of cool. Makes the whole thing look more proper. So I want to do more of that. So I'm no longer using StreamYard, and yeah, so it's essentially why I'm not showing myself today. So once I get everything rectified, of course, I'm gonna be appearing back in the streams, and y'all are gonna be seeing me, as per usual. So yeah, we're gonna be just going right into the video. So what is the first thing we're talking about? Yeah, Litecoin, we haven't broken market structure yet. Now, one of the things that I've been the biggest proponent of this channel of accumulative interest being the actual market structure behind Litecoin as opposed to the triangle that everybody draws. And my reasoning has just been prioritizing as many touches as possible. So most people draw the triangles, as you know, and I'm just going to do a demonstration of that. And I'm doing this for those that might be coming across this stream for the very first time. So this is essentially been what I've been talking about. This triangle is what most people draw, which you can see that I'm highlighting now. And the problem with this triangle, in my opinion, is, of course, it misses two important touches. You can see this just blows past it, and also this does the same thing. So it's just very few touches in between if you're trying to get it to connect with this, and it just doesn't look like a proper market structure to me, as opposed to forming a channel here. And you can see that once you form this channel, what you get is multiple touches. You get one, two, touches going all the way back to 2017 pretty much. And you get multiple, one touch here, and this could count as a touch, two touch, and 3, 4, 5, just as many touches as you can get. And it's pretty consistent. Now, previously, okay, I think we're getting a comment from UV Store, looking forward to buying more Litecoin soon. Yeah, that's so cool. Me too. Right? If we get a dump, I'm gonna be buying a lot, but I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a bit painful, because the implications means, if we get a dump like that and we don't get a quick reversal, it means we might have to wait a lot longer than a lot of us expect, which we've kind of been preparing for, right, on this channel. It's just one of the scenarios I've been pointing out that has been a real possibility for a very long time. If you all, I mean, UV Story, you've been following what we've been discussing on this channel, and ultimately I've been kind of cautious ever since we broke down against silver, which we're also going to be touching on that today. So yeah, cool. I remember your face. Oh, thank you. Anyways, so back to what we're talking about. So yes, that has been my core thesis, is that this channel of accumulative interest matters more than any triangle with regards to Litecoin. And what I noticed is that before now, the way I have drawn this channel of accumulative interest was by connecting the touches here. So I had previously done something similar to this, right? Where I try to connect all the touches on the base of this without really paying attention to the formation itself. So something similar to this, and it's a little messy, but if you can track with the blue, that has been what I've been doing on this channel for quite a while. But I decided to sit back and rethink the way I plotted. And so I just decided to follow the idea of parallel lines. And so I copied this, I cloned this essentially. And this is, of course, the top of the channel of accumulative interest. And, bringing it down, you kind of get what we have in the blue line. And it might not appear to make a lot of sense until we zoom in and see what's really happening, right? So we can see that this doesn't have as many touches as what I used to have before, which I have now represented with the orange line you see in between. But what this does have, however, is that this goes way back. Now, if we go back to the 2017, the impulsive segment of the 2017-2018 bull market, what we're essentially going to be seeing here is that now one of the first areas Litecoin did find as a resistance was, of course, this particular level that I've later extended to, account for the other touches that we respected this level for a very long time, multiple touches, as you have seen before. And when we rejected that, we found support roughly around this area. So this is one of the areas we found support. And you can see that is the first, you can call it a touch, right? That was the first time we respected this area as a form of support. And we had a near perfect bounce here, which is the second one. And of course, we had a wick here, which is not necessarily a full body candle. So you can call that a full touch technically. But that is the area, that is the market responding to that area as well. And right now, we seem to be forming a base here. Now, the problem with this base, in my opinion, is I don't think it holds. And this is just my opinion. And a lot of the reasons why, although there's a strong argument, the reason why I think it may not hold is because the whole market still looks very weak. And there is this third bit of, I'm going to call it hopeless optimism that seems to be the air around the market right now. And personally, I do not see situations where the market is feeling hopeless optimism and we get animated violent reversal. That's less likely to be the case. And that's just, so it's mostly my bias. So directional bias is why I think this might not be the bottom, and we might dip below this. Another reason is also because of LTC BTC, and I'll get into that in a bit. But on the flip side, this might be the bottom because this RSI, and I know, I really don't like bringing indicators into whatever light TA I do, but the RSI is in fact very oversold. Now I use the RSI 7 because, of course, to account for the volatility in crypto, and it's just extremely oversold. So, and we look to be reversing. So anything is possible. This might in fact be the bottom, and it will, if this ends up serving as the bottom, you see that it will still appear coherent. It will not be something out of the ordinary for the market structure. And that's what I'm trying to point out. And so ultimately you pay attention to this situation, and it becomes clear that we did not break market structure technically, but we're not looking strong at all. We're not looking strong. Okay, I think we've got a comment. I know if I buy some right now, it will likely drop 50 more percent. Probably 20 more percent, lol. Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. Oh my god. That's so true. If I make a big LCC bid right now and you do the same, we're both gonna plunge the market like 40%. Let's not do it. Let's not. Anyways. so like I was saying, we didn't break, but this looks very weak. So one of the reasons why I say we haven't broken this and why I said this looks very weak is, of course, LTC BTC. And now we're going to be looking at LTC BTC, and I'm going to have to refresh this just now. So the thing about LTC BTC is that LTC BTC is actually experiencing a bit of a bullish divergence when it comes to its RSI. And you can see that the LTC BTC, okay, I have to switch this to the monthly. Give me a minute. I have to switch this to the monthly, or you can even see it on the weekly, but it's clearer on the monthly. I prefer the monthly. And what you can see essentially is that LTC has in fact been grinding. You know, the RSI has, and I have to expand this a little bit more. It has been grinding up, as you can see. It's been forming like a bit of an uptrend, which a lot of people have pointed out on X. And, you know, conversely, we've still been on sort of like a downtrend, which appears to be a bullish divergence, and which, in my opinion, might be signaling that bottom's close. But I don't think bottom's in. And here's why. Now, if we look at this, look at what LTC BTC is essentially doing here. And this doesn't appear to me to be a bottom. It doesn't feel definitive. And I'm going to say why. Let's go back to the last time LTC BTC found a bottom. And what you can see here is that you can see this was the first time we had, like, you know, okay, we have two that I'm going to point out here, but this didn't really lead to us breaking any of the levels of the EMA. So I'm not really paying a lot of attention to this, but this is one of the ones I'm paying a lot of attention to. So what you see here is to form this bottom, to force this bottom, we had a bullish engulfing at the bottom of this channel, at the bottom of this support. So this diagonal support saw a breach, which got immediately bought up, and that bullish engulfing candle was what made us to have a strong structure to be able to flatline. And by the way, we were flatlining here while BTC was dumping. So Bitcoin was puking hard in this period while we just held steady. Pretty impeccable stuff that Litecoin was doing back then. And so we had this push. So this was a very strong bottom indicator. This showed us that, you know, the dump is over. The market has pushed back on the dump, and ultimately we're able to see that nice candle. But, you know, of course, it didn't lead to any macro reversal because it all just ended up bleeding back. And so I believe that if we are gonna get a reversal, if we're gonna form a bottom, then at least we should see something like this play out, where we tap the bottom of this diagonal support and sort of like reject it. We bounce very hard to make a statement bottom, and we can move up. So a scenario like that makes sense to me for one to consider, especially when you look at it from the context of this possibly being not the bottom, right? Possibly being a weak bottom, or a bottom that might fail. So let's zoom this in a bit and let's see. Should this bottom, bottom of this structure, should it actually fail, we could see a very fast drop that might take us to levels that I'm just gonna have to guess myself. Again, no one ever knows these things, but you know, it's just important to see. Maybe we drop so low that we get oh my god, these are pain levels. Maybe we don't get this low. I mean, absolute pain would be like $12. Nothing is out of the picture. It's crypto, guys. But yeah, 20 something bucks is not completely out of the picture, because that would be exactly where this channel began, and we're just going back there. So if we see that, if that's what we see, then it would coincide with us having that violent drop that taps the bottom of this particular descending, this diagonal support. And that's why I say we're not very strong yet, even though we haven't broken market structure. Okay, do we have a comment? I think we have a comment. So I'm waiting on 30 something, 34 to 37, and I'll load up. One day, not too far off, we're gonna be so happy we have Litecoin. It's gonna be an amazing ride. Of course, of course, it's gonna be a very, very, very glorious one. Yeah, I'm really low-key hoping for 30 something. I am, but either way, it's gonna be great. Honestly, a lot of Litecoiners have been quitting, and a lot of people that I know have actually quit, and this hurts. I'm not gonna lie. They've quit. They've sold, and some think I'm an idiot already. And so it's like there's now this sort of ideological part of me that just wants to see the reversal happen as soon as possible, just so that I can be right, and also so that a lot more Litecoiners would not get wiped out. Because I mean, a lot of people have been holding since like 2017 or something, so it hurts. It hurts for a lot of them, and they're quitting. And I've seen a lot of like diehard Litecoiners that, when I was posting actively for Litecoin back in July, August, when it looked like we're about to get that breakout, there were lots of other accounts that were boo posting with me, and right now they comment under my post just hateful things about Litecoin, and it's like, the switch up. It's just things like this, like how many more Litecoiners are gonna, get wiped out before the reversal happens. That's why I kind of wish it happened be sooner, just so some people can get some things out of this and they just don't get totally wiped out. But personally, either way is going to be great for me positionally, because I've been saying ever since we're like 80 something, I've been preparing our minds like we might see lower. LTCC over broke, lower is most likely possible, and it's happened. So I've been able to structurally position myself for the absolute worst, like absolute worst. And by absolute worst, I mean like $10 Litecoin. It's gonna be a lot of Litecoin, but a lot of pain in between, because it means we just have a longer path. But ultimately, yeah, it's cheaper is good to accumulate more. But oh my God, people are gonna get destroyed along, on the way. It's just so painful. Okay, we've got another one. Do not let market shake you up. People, Litecoin will fly, not financial advice. Right. I used to be a bit smug about like, oh my God, why are people quitting? You guys you're getting punked by the market. But like over time, it's like I get it. I really do. And before I get a bit detached for this, because like I can manage my emotions and all that, but not a lot of people can. It's like you have this. I get it. I just get it, honestly. Anyways, so thank you so much for that. I felt like I really need to just talk about that a bit. So yeah, back to what we're talking about. So should we see that it's gonna coincide with going back to tap this part of the diagonal support? And that might be the catalyst. That might be the thing that could give us the kaboom, and LTC finally starts that reversal. Because again, what we're looking for LTC BTC, we're not looking for LTC BTC to repeat something like this again. I'm not looking for LTC BTC to go and reject this kind of like very long term resistance zone. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for like a macro reversal, like a narrative defining type of move. That's the kind of thing we're gunning for. If we're gunning for something like that, we need LTC to fly, and we need it to get to levels that no one is expecting, not even Litecoiners, right? And so like we're kind of hoping at least we get so high that we start to revisit our ATH against Bitcoin. So the LTC BTC getting as high as close to the ATH. And if we want to get that, an absolute capitulative pain that would let us tap the bottom of this descending, diagonal support won't hurt the long-term structure. So whatever this push up is going to end up looking like, I don't know, a dump from Bitcoin, a relative dump from Bitcoin into Litecoin, a relative pump from for Litecoin against Bitcoin. Who knows? But that's what needs to happen for us to see that kind of move, at least in my opinion. Now, here's a counter case for why we might be bottoming, and I like to talk about both sides of the equation. So if we look at this, all right, there's an argument, a case could be made that we are forming a rounding bottom. And that rounding bottom is quite clear when you look at it like this. So you can see that we haven't really, unlike previous times, right, where I need to bring this back. Unlike previous times. Oh, sorry. Unlike previous times where we sort of like we're moving and just hitting this very flat. What we've been seeing in this recent capitulation phase, I can call it that, is that it's been more of a rounding bottom as opposed to a flat bottom. So one can argue that this rounding bottom might not need that flash crash back to where this channel, back to the base of this diagonal support. One could make that argument. And if one makes that argument that we don't need to go back there just because we've had a rounding bottom, then yeah, you can make that argument that we have in fact bottomed and this is it, and it's just straight back up here. It's left to your discretion. I tend to be leaning heavily towards the direction of we might need that one final tap of this. We might need that one final capitulative dump. I'm leaning towards the direction more like a 65-35 or a 70-30. But I think, yeah, you can't rule out the idea of this happening. You can't rule out the idea that we might have bottomed. And one thing I don't like about the idea of this being the bottom is that if this rounding bottom is the bottom, then that move, the first move up might not be violent. It might still be more of just grinding consolidation, curve out a little bit more or something like that, or just creep up, and probably fireworks towards the end, which would be ideal. It's just going to look like a normal cycle, everything looking great. But I actually want something very explosive, something very fast, something that's going to start a conversation, something that's going to bring shock and awe. But that's just my bias, right? Not what the market structure wants. So we'll see. We'll see. These are what I think about the market. And again, remember, not financial advice, just my thoughts, just my observations. You do your own research, consult a financial advisor, do your own TA before you make any decision. But this is what I am seeing by looking at the market. So, of course, part of the things, and I've said this also a couple of streams now, that give me a bit of so part of the things that makes me a little more reserved with regards to, or a little more cautious with regards to how optimistic I am for this bounce is LTC Silver. Oh my God. Because we watched this. I give you a story. You were here. You were here all along when we watched LTC Silver unfold. Like, there was no other place in all of crypto Twitter where anyone was watching LTC Silver unfold like we did on this channel. There was literally no other place that was done. It was done here. And so we watched it all happen. We watched LTC break down progressively against silver from the very beginnings of this dump. And I was not expecting us to get this low because, again, I made the argument that LTC Silver having been in this descending triangle was the reason why we weren't breaking all-time highs. And that appears to have been a bit correct because, of course, we completely kind of followed this against USD. You can kind of see this puke that we had towards the tail end of this, just mirroring something like what we see here, just like a puke against silver. And that seems to be finding its bottom, hopefully. I don't see any level where it appears to have been finding this bottom that has any historic significance besides this. I don't know, this that can just be, we can say, what can we say? Okay, I think what I need is a horizontal line here. So besides what appears to have been wicks, you know, we had a couple wicks back in 2015 and 2016 that kind of like barely touched here, and this is kind of looks like where we're finding that bounce. Besides that, I really don't see this as a relevant area. So because of this, right, because of how badly we crushed again, you know, how badly we crashed against silver, anything can happen against USD. You just have to understand that. Because I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting this to be a fake out. Because again, we first had, and I'm going to zoom this weekly, we had something that looked like a fake out bottom. So more like we broke the descending triangle, but we were just trying to get people out, was how it looked like. And it was around here. And this was kind of when I started really tracking it around here, where this looked like, okay, we had this week, we're back inside, we were kind of like waiting for people to quit, and then we bounced back. And we had a little follow through on that, only for us to puke every bit of that move. We literally vomited all the way here, which sucked, which just sucked to see. And it's why cautious optimism drives the way I perceive things now. And it's why I'm not ruling out a chance that this bleeds a little bit more. You just have to understand that although we got so overheated towards the downside against silver, that it looks like we might be finding a significant reversal. I mean, this looks primed to get back up here. And if that happens, then the case that we have bottomed would actually make sense, because it's going to align with us moving up against Bitcoin, of course, trying to go retest, this particular zone, this orange line. We're probably going to be trying to get above it. If we are trying to get above this EMA region against silver, that's going to make sense. But we should not also rule out the possibility that we might actually go for a much more established structure, which is here when it comes to LTC silver. So this is a much more established bottom. I mean, we had multiple full body tops in this level. So dropping to 0.325 against silver would actually mark a proper bottom. So that shouldn't be ruled out. And if we get that scenario, then that would align with my scenario of, one more fatal crash, just so that we can get that sweet bottom, that sweet diagonal support bottoming against BTC, which is this. It's all gonna align. But that's left to be seen. So that's all I wanted to say today with regards to the charts. Just want to say market structure is not broken, but kind of doesn't look very, very confident right now. So ultimately, you know where I stand. 65% is what I am betting on a possibility that this might still have one more fatal crash in it before we find a gruesome consolidation and ultimately reverse. And a 35%, you know, probability that this is in fact the bottom. And I have given my clear reasons why either side of it might be the situation. So the things that might align with this being the bottom, I've stated them clearly, but from the perception of, but from the perspective of LTC USD and LTC BTC, as well as from the perspective of LTC Silver. And I've also talked about the possibility that this might be indicating for the drop from the perspective of all three as well. And with that being said, I believe we can. Is there, I guess, is there any other thing you want me to talk about? Is there any other thing you want me to touch on? Okay, we've got more comments from UV Star. Uh, okay. No comments at the moment. So, is there any other thing y'all want me to talk about? Is there any other thing y'all want me to touch on right now? We can go into that. Cause I think I've covered everything. If you're just joining the stream, welcome. Hey, appreciate you, love you. Give us a like, subscribe if you haven't, and more importantly, you can rewind it and go watch what we've discussed because we've literally talked about everything, and we're about to move into the next segment of this live stream, which is, of course, market sentiment watch. So we're going to be looking at people's tweet. This part is going to be a little more hilarious because I probably might laugh. I'm in that mood right now. Last stream, I didn't have that much energy. This stream, I do have more energy. So I'm probably going to laugh at some things, look at what people are saying. And that's essentially what we're going to be doing for the majority of the rest of this stream. Before I do that, of course, I have to shout out my brother, my friends at 84 million. These guys are wonderful. I was able to get 84 million merch because of them. They have wonderful merchandise. If you like Litecoin, if you hate Litecoin, whatever you think about Litecoin, yeah, I should get one because they got really quality stuff over here. So go ahead, 84million.com/shop and get yourself a cool 84 million merch. And with that being said, we're going to be going to x.com, the Elon app, to look at what the hell are people saying about Litecoin. Like, bro, what the hell are people saying about Litecoin? I've been thinking of that. Like, what are people saying about Litecoin? Of course, I ain't going to be looking at it from my own account, from my flipping finance account. I'm going to be looking for my personal account because that has less LTC in the algorithm. Woo! BlackRock just changed Bitcoin forever. If I open that and I listen to it, it's probably gonna be a nothing burger, whatever. Let's just check it out. Let's check that out, huh? Not Litecoin related, but Bitcoin is technically Litecoin. So let's hear what our friends at Altcoin Daily have to say.
BlackRock has changed the game of crypto forever. In this video, you'll find out exactly how.
A major shift is happening with Bitcoin, at least according to crypto analyst and expert trader Matthew.
Let's talk BlackRock. I don't think a lot of people realize what's actually going on behind the scenes.
In this interview, he reveals everything, including his thoughts on what is most likely to come next for Bitcoin in 2026.
I actually believe that this 60K low will not hold, even though we can rally even as high as like $80,000. It is a possibility. We've seen these kinds of moves before.
So you're here to tell us, although we have a relief rally now, you think the low of the cycle comes later this year?
Yes, I do believe so.
He gives us his unfiltered outlook in this video.
I would still like to say that 50% I don't think is enough. And so in that case, my next target.
Now, he is bullish on certain altcoins, and we get into which ones.
Remember in last cycle we saw how devastating the crash was, Solana from the top to the bottom? Then it had a massive move up, and regardless of what Bitcoin dominance was doing, Sol was absolutely pumping. I actually think that there's a case to be made for to do the same thing.
He gives us his best advice on how to be successful in crypto.
If you were to give somebody one piece of advice on how to be successful in crypto over the long term, what would you say?
So smash the like button, share this video with one friend. Let me intro this.
What was that? What was that about? What was that about, bro? Like what? What do you? What do you mean? I said it. I said it. I said it was gonna be a nothing burger. It ended up being a nothing burger. What the? What? Oh my god! So like, oh, it's a link to the full interview. Great. So that was like a teaser. Fuck you, bro. What? I got blue balled. I thought I was probably gonna get like a highlight or something. What's that? Nah, that's trash. Come on. I knew it was a nothing burger and I fell for it. L me. Probably the sucker in all of this. I ended up clicking it anyways. Oh my god, I feel so salty right now. I feel so freaking salty. Ah! Anyways, yeah, let's look at that. Yay. So what's going on? What are people talking about? Like, okay, now I think my feed might have started getting a bit more Litecoinized than I thought. My personal feed. This is pretty interesting. My personal feed didn't used to be this Litecoinized, because I'm seeing mostly guys, unless maybe the people that are talking are mostly just guys in the community. The posts I'm seeing when I'm searching up Litecoin are just mostly people in our community. I used to think it was just because I was looking at it from my account, and my Flip and Finance account is all about Litecoin. So it's like I'm just seeing Litecoin stuff. But now I'm seeing more stuff from I'm seeing the exact same thing. It's just Litecoin guys I'm seeing talking about Litecoin. So it's pretty interesting. And award for the grift, we chose ethics. Litecoin was fairly launched. Zero insiders, zero founder stash. Believe it. Deep. That's freaking deep. I like that. I like this kind of messaging that we're getting from intern nowadays. Like, it's just so freaking good. It's given the vibe. I really like it. So I think LTC could process 1 million transactions per day at some point in 2026. I think so as well. I think so, yeah. Million, I think so. I think LTC could process 1 million transactions per day at some point. Yeah, if we see an expansion, that price expansion can really be that trigger that gets us to that point, because this is just compressive activity. It's just the people that normally use it, just using it. And that's pretty great, but it's kind of like, in my opinion, the prelude to something more violent, more explosive. Who knows? Let's see what's gonna happen. We're being blue balled by the market. Okay, so this from Litecoin Foundation. I think I covered this last stream. 380 million transactions by LTC. Pretty dope. Okay, now we've got this. Okay, oh my god, this is from May 31st, 2025. What is wrong? I need to look at the latest. Let's look at the latest. There's a lot of bots. When you look at the latest posts, it's like there's a lot of the stuff that's going on there that are just bots. Just bots, freaking bots. So, no, this is not unlikely to be about post about Litecoin. I am pretty sure. Okay, yeah, of course it was a retweet by Million. Litecoin will never paywall you. Litecoin's for everyone. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Let's look at that. So what's happened? The most powerful distribution channel in the world is Timeline, and today we're launching a new way to take full advantage of it to monetize your content. Introducing exclusive threads. Here's an exclusive thread on why the best way to build a content business, on why it's the best way to build a content business on the internet. So, he's launching a thread, and the thread is exclusive. It can only be seen by whoever subscribes, and it's kind of like a ploy to monetize X even further. So, of course, in true ironic fashion, he has to demonstrate it by showing us an exclusive thread. Free to Che. Nice. I ain't buying your subscription, bro. I am not. Okay. Take that. Subscribers only. Subscribe to unlock. Hell no. Hell no. So that's what brings about this post. Like, whenever paywall, you Litecoins for everyone. Yay, pretty cool. So what are we seeing here? So this cover one. Okay, yeah. So this probably, what is this? So A3, B4, C1, D2, Solana proof of history, Falcon proof of capacity, Litecoin proof of work, Avalanche proof of stake, all matched locked in. Ain't Solana proof of stake no more? They now calling it proof of history. What does proof of history means? It should probably be called proof of downside. All right, Natural Dash, LTC only. Hey, pretty nice. I know Natural Dash. This is community members. Litecoin Ricky. Oh my god, Litecoin Ricky is still firing hot. Like, bro, like this guy just cannot give up. I love it. Just love to see it. Litecoin Ricky, pretty nice. That's why Litecoin charges 0.00 in fees. Interesting. To a reply to Brian Armstrong. What was Brian Armstrong talking about that he replied? When you send money abroad, it should just arrive without a massive haircut. Speaking of massive haircuts, anyways, that was out of pocket. That's why Litecoin charges 0.00 in fees. Yeah, it should arrive without a massive haircut. That's so true. International fees are just so ridiculous. It's like they could charge you like a lot of money for a high percentage of what you're sending, especially if you're sending tens of thousands of dollars. A lot of money you get charged for it. Pretty ridiculous. Okay, so yeah, Pedro. Okay, this is a response to I think a funny tweet from Litecoin. Pretty haha. There's nothing to see in that. I want to see opinions. So pure core LTC chart. So what's this? So okay, this is a Litecoin core interface. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Is he running a node or something? That's pretty nice. Okay, I might not really recognize this very much. I have to bookmark that, so I'm gonna go look up what it's about even more. Nice. Okay, so what is this? This doesn't look like anything that has anything. Oh, yeah. So this person's tweeting an LTC address. Ooh, pretty nice. You never know. You may just be a winner. Good luck. What's this about? Like, what are they winning? Why? What are they posting an address for? Okay. Oh, it's a giveaway. March 4th. What it is? Am I late? Stake US promos. Is this real? Nah, it's a freaking scam. It's a freaking scam. Nope. Nope. I just knew. Like, you just cannot trust looking at, like, when you search anything, you're looking at just the latest. You just can't trust. It's gonna be a lot of scam shit just slapped around the timeline. Freaking sucks. Okay, so this is Grok, is this satire? What are you responding to? Oh yeah, this was what like the Litecoin intern like posted, and it's just so funny. But a lot of people missed the joke. Like, what is stopping humanity from living peacefully together? Solana. God, this is just so funny. Like, anytime the Litecoin handle does this, it's just the funniest shit ever. Radium commented rent free. Squatting actually. Oh my god, this is so funny. This is just so funny. Bro, let it go, Lamau. I'm supposed to ignore the low hanging fruit engagement. Yo, no loco in Kabas. Oh, what? Nah. I know what I said there, but whatever I said there. Okay, send me a Solana wallet. Who's this dude, bro? Like, the Solana KOLs, their brain functions very differently. Send me a Solana wallet. What's that supposed to mean? Nice rich bit. It's a gift. Solid engagement forum intern. I try. Okay. Okay, so Solana +6, Litecoin +3.9. Shut up, garbage. Oh yeah, this got a lot of optic from the Solana mob. Pretty nice. Yay. Litecoin on Pump Fund has brighter future than Litecoin. What? Now that's funny. That is actually funny. That is actually freaking funny. Like, yo, I like when people are actually trolling and they're actually funny. Like, there's no problem with being a troll. Like, just don't be trash at it. Now that's a funny one, okay? I like that. So Solana meme coin sprinting when Bitcoin bleeds. Oh, Shiba, that's just another scam. Solana cooking with Western Union, Cash App, PayPal, Stripe, and Visa. Team on Absolute Fire. Chain incoming LFG Solana. Yo, Nikita Beer, like, get this butts out of my timeline. What the? You got a lot better. You got a lot better considering your sense of humor. You got a lot better considering your sense of. Well, my brain's broken or his because I don't understand what this means. Sorry. Zan. Okay, this is from Zan. Ha 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 ha. It's so sad to watch the Luna event coming to Solana. How many days has it been since Solana has had malware on the network? Lol. Well, how does this what does this have anything to do with the Litecoin? Like I don't get it. Well, let's move on to the next. We've got Solana vs Litecoin war before GTA 6. Yeah, like what are we gonna see first? Like, are we gonna see Litecoin all time high before GTA 6 as well? Because like, I mean, at this rate, we probably might. Imagine, because we might just get like another delay. Oh no, GTA 6 is gonna be coming out 2030. And what if it comes out before the Litecoin all time high? Oh my god, that's pretty funny. Invest bra, you need it again. Okay, what's that supposed to mean? Oh, he's summoning, so that's probably like the counter troll whenever we troll. Oh, he's a big KOL, 388,000 followers. Pretty cool. Pretty nice to see. Okay, this is Tiver. You're just mad because Litecoin is for sure NGMI and going to zero. Or he's just joking. I don't like. Was it? Haven't you heard what a joke is? I don't get it. You realize you're basically the Solana of only doing payments, right? No. No. How does how does that make sense? Okay, I don't. You're the Solana. Litecoin's the Solana of only doing payments. Like, what's that supposed to mean? So Litecoin is the Solana of. It's like, what is so. Moving on. Solana stack is impressive, but distribution is what gets a product to the last mile. Pretty smart, pretty spot on. Nerd. Why'd you have to kill the joke? You're supposed to respond with something savage or something, or just laugh like you're dropping a fact. Like, shut up. Say something funny. Litecoin woke up and chose last. Now you're talking. I give that a like. Now you're talking. Kudo, going to buy some LTC just because of this tweet. Yay! If you're gonna do it, yo, just come and just tweet. Oh, I'm gonna buy this just because of this tweet, and then you drop off. But if you did it, that's cool. I mean, we need more of this. Is this how we get more Litecoiners to get onboarded? That's pretty cool. We should get more. Okay, now this vision. This is the kind of crush-in rivalry content we need. We live for. Yay! Pretty nice. While they think we actually care about chain wars, we give them this much confidence. Okay. On to the next. Let's not talk about your founder dumping everything. Oh God. What am I supposed to say to this? Nothing. Gamblers can't make peace. Was that your iteration of a joke? What's this coin again? Okay, now that's funny. Literally, Litecoin has been doing that for years. It's nothing like Solana. Yeah, it's not been scamming everybody for years, so of course it's nothing like Solana. How much Litecoin intern is getting paid for cracking such lead jokes? Yeah, like Litecoin intern should probably get paid for cracking such jokes, because like, duh. You should get paid for it, cause like these are really cool. Like these are like this. It's a whole thing on its own. Litecoin intern being a savage, 100% agrees. Sucks. Yo, that's Warren. That's so funny. Litecoin having nightmares about how much cooler Solana is. Okay. Damn, bro. Actually says Solana. Bro wakes up and chooses violence. That's half funny. I'm gonna give it a like. Bro, do something. You're cringe. I put $1,000 into LTC, and 2 years later, I sold it at the same price. I could not sell it because LTC was so cooked. Even bull season ignored him. I don't get. It's like you put 1,000 into LTC and 2 years later you sold it at the same price. I mean, that sucks. But like, bro, you'd have done worse buying other things. Yeah, no, just saying. This is another one. You mean Ethereum? Okay, that's funny. That's funny. It's that so. I personally am not interested in Solana until 32 or sideline. It is. Yo. You know, it's like, I don't understand this comment, sir. I'm going to move to the next. It is true, but can't stop me to buy Litecoin. Yeah, go buy it. Buy more Litecoin. Buy more LTC. Yay. Honestly, this is the most accurate answer I've ever seen. People don't get it yet. Okay, who are the people that made this comment? This person seems to be getting a lot of love for it. Oh, so this is, oh yeah, that's an NFT. Ah, okay, less fun. Moving on. What's the next thing? Solana is love, and that's final. I'm not promoting Solana here, but Litecoin is also superb. Lame. Next one. Lamau. Why do you think so? Because of political memes? Well, were you expecting the intern to respond? Okay, I'm gonna respond on behalf of the intern. No, I think I take it back. I take it back. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna respond. Yeah, I chickened out. Shame on me. Uh, I see you're not a fan of competition, intern. Or they're just joking. Oh my god, I'm not seeing funny comments that much anymore. Where did everyone's humor go? Okay, I think. Oh, I like this one. You don't want that smoke on me? You I stepped in shit. Litecoin. Okay, yeah, this is funny. This is very funny. We need more of these. Oh my god, there's a lot of comments. There's a lot of comments to this. How many comments did this post generate? 536 comments. Holy fucking shit. This is so cool. This is so freaking cool. I like this. That is so nice. I can't go through all of them. But yeah, that is so nice. We probably need to see more of that. Like intern, cook more jokes, more satire, more savages. Savage intern. I'm bullish on savage intern. So okay, this is another one. This is okay, so this is just a post, right? So I believe this is probably a response to the same post that intern made. Okay, no. It's a different one. In a world full of grifts, we chose ethics. Litecoin was fairly long, zero insiders, blah blah blah. And so this wasn't. Oh, so this person is actually pointing to a chart and saying this wasn't very ethical. Yeah, because like the Litecoin intern absolutely, totally, and 100% dumped the charts and not Binance or Jane Street or whatever, whoever are the people that did this. Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't get people, honestly. I don't get people. Yep. So ultimately, yeah, what's my takeaway from what I'm seeing? Not really. I'm seeing like most of the posts I'm seeing are coming from our people. I mean, Matt G, this is a Litecoin community member. Litecoin is the most fungible for money. Yeah, it's a community member. Mini Million X is gonna be the everything app. Litecoin is gonna be the everything coin. These are community members and they're being positive about things. But besides the community, I'm not really seeing anything from other people that aren't Litecoiners being positive, right? Or people that have been positive about Litecoin for quite a while. So the general, in my opinion, the general perception of people towards Litecoin right now is just as is the whole crypto space in general. Trash. Everyone just hates everything right now because everything is just so sold. And yeah, like that's where we are right now with regards to the sentiment. Sentiment doesn't look positive at all. Not even hopeful. Just a few of us that have been posting about Litecoin still posting. And with that being said, I believe we've come to the end of this show, right? It's been a very wonderful hour that I spent with you guys. And I'm so happy that I came earlier today because last stream I wasn't early, and it's just because I was trying to figure out how to set OBS up. I was trying to set it up. I was struggling a lot with it, and I did the first attempt and that didn't work well, so I had to do it again. And it was 40 minutes later. And I'm glad I was able to set things up a little bit better today. So we're able to have a normal stream as per usual. And of course, Saturday stream, quick announcement. Saturday stream is going to be the end of the first part of the Light Hour live streams. We're going to be having a special stream with Kyle from 84 Million, but that's just going to be a one-off thing. It's not going to be Light Hour live stream per se. At least not going to be a numbered episode. But besides that, episode 42 is going to be the final episode of the first half of the our live stream. And that's going to be happening on Saturday. And after which I will be taking a lot of time off screen to redefine what I'm doing. I'm going to make more announcements then. But a lot of work is going to be going into refining this show. I have to make sure that I refine this show in a way that it's going to be providing actual value, maximum value to not just Litecoin community, but also the broader crypto community and the broader community of people, just people, letting people to be able to gain a lot of value from watching the show in the best way I possibly can. So there's a lot of work that's going to be going into that, of course, and also some work that's going to be going into trying to upgrade some of the infrastructure stuff over here so that things can run more smoothly and I can be able to use OBS while showing my camera and all that. And yeah, more announcements are going to be made in the next stream on Saturday. With that being said, oh my God, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute honor of mine to be able to show up here, and stream with you guys. Thank you very, very much for showing up. Shout out to you, UV Star Baby. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you for being here with me, for hanging out with me, and for having the conversation whilst we're streaming. Shout out to every other person who showed up, but they necessarily comment. Your presence greatly appreciated. Shout out to every single person, Litecoin community. Love y'all. Really appreciate being here and being able to do these things. And with that being said, I'm going to be seeing y'all on Saturday. And cheerio, guys. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.